Hi everyone, this is Lori here with Lori Hooks. Welcome. Thanks for hanging out with me today. So today's video is a little bit of a yarny catch up and a little bit of what's been going on with me lately. It's been 3 weeks since I've been on here. Well, it'll be 3 weeks tomorrow. So I don't really have a lot to show considering that it's been 3 weeks, but let's talk about what I have been doing crochet wise first. So first of all, I finished this top. I'm going to say I finished it probably about 2 weeks ago. I did take some pictures of me wearing it that I'll insert here. So this pattern is from, I think it's called I Need It Crochet. Her first name's Sarah. I've forgotten her last name. But I will link the pattern on her blog in the description box below. I might also have the Etsy link ready also to link. I can't remember what I posted the last time that I could just take those links and copy them over again. But she has it free on her blog, as well as you can buy a copy in her Etsy shop. I did use the free version from her blog and I just got along with that fine. I started out making the large size and then I ended up frogging it out and going down to the medium because my large was coming out too big. I can't remember if I measured my gauge to see if it was off or if I think that my gauge was right. It's just her sizing is a little oversized, I think, if I remember right. Just so you know, I kind of, in my sizes, I usually buy a large. If I was to buy a shirt from the store, I might buy an extra large, but in reality, like, I'm small up top and I'm larger around in the waist. So finding things that fit me appropriately that way, they're kind of sometimes difficult. So I did end up doing the medium size because when I did the large size, the top part was just coming out way too big. So, but I really love how the top came out. It's a really, really comfortable top. It is, the yarn that I use for this is Bernat Softy Cotton. I think I have a yarn label here. Yes, I do. Yeah, Bernat Softy Cotton, and this colorway is Seaside Blue. It's like a navy blue. And I used 4 of these. This is what I have left from the 4th one. So I used, as I said, I worked the medium size in terms of working in rounds, but I did the number of rows from the large because my rows I wanted the extra length. So that is my top. And as I said, I'm very happy with it and how it came out. It's nice and comfortable. The other change that I did was I decided I wanted side slits on the bottom. So I did work the last, I think 5 rows, maybe it was 4 rows. Not in the round. I separated them and I did them back and forth. And then I added my yarn back in and I did whichever I did the front first, at the back or the front, I don't remember, but I added my yarn back in and did the other one. So, and that wasn't difficult to do because she did have you work back and forth for part of the front section. So I just went back in the pattern and did it the way that she showed to do it there. So, yeah, that's my top done. What else have I worked on? I made my daughter a couple of bandanas before she left for camp. I'll insert a picture here. These bandanas are from Passionate Kelsey. I will link her tutorial. My one comment about her tutorial is that her strings to tie the bandana on, they come out way too long. They could have easily been half the length that they were. So I did do it the way that she showed, but yes, the strings on them are way too long. So yeah, I made up 2 of those bandanas. The 2 of them took me maybe, I would say maybe an hour each. Not too long. I was yakking with my dad on the phone and I made the whole part of one. I just didn't do the outside, like the white. I did the outsides on them white. So I did the red one while I was yakking with him on the phone. That was on Father's Day, because I was called him to wish him a happy Father's Day, and we sat and chatted for like an hour. So I did it while I was talking to him. So they're not long to make because I was not crocheting the whole time. Some of the time we were talking about some events that were going on, and I was looking at the internet for that and stuff like that. So they're a quick make if you're looking for something quick to make. And for them, I used the white's Bernat Handicrafter cotton in white, and the blue is, I have it still sitting here. It's this blue, which is called, there's a name on here somewhere. Blue camo. And the red was just this loops and threads. Loops and threads, what do they call this? Classic cotton. And the colorway on this I should remember. I believe it's tomato. Yeah, it's tomato. So there's the red that I used. And I just used the white for the around the outside. So that's all the finished objects I have. I did start a MJ's, what she calls MJ Off the Hook, I think. She released a new pattern that's like a granny stitch tank top. I started on that, and I started she has you start with the back panel, and I did that, and then she has you attach, she has you make the back panel down to like where you would attach to go in the round and work around your body, because it's worked in one piece. So I did that part, and then I checked my gauge probably, I don't know, 12 rows into the back or something, and I thought my gauge was pretty good. I attached for the front and started on the front part, and it just was not coming out sized well. It was way too big. So I ended up frogging it out. I had gotten all the way up to the point where I had done the back and finished the front, to the point where I had attached the two together and was working in the round. And I did like, I don't know, maybe 3 rounds of working the body portion and realized that it was just way too big. So she does have a lot of ease in it, but this was just way too much ease. At some point my tension had loosened because I rechecked my gauge on the front part, and my gauge was way off then. So I just frogged it out, and I was a little frustrated at that point. So just caked the yarn back up. Here's my cake. And I had put it aside for now. I'll get back to it soon. I think it's a really cute top. The way that she's made it is really nice. I'll link it in the description box below in case you haven't seen it, but she's got like a whole, there's 3 different ones in this series, because she tends to do a lot of things in a series. So this has the tank top, as well as a short sleeves top, as well as a long sleeve top with a hood. So, and I really like the long sleeve top with the hood as well. So I'm sure that I'm going to get back to this. I haven't yet. The other thing that I've been working on is, I guess probably a month and a half ago, I did a yellow tank top, and I didn't like how that came out, and I had sewn in all the ends and everything. I have taken that apart, and I've decided to take the 4 squares and make it into 8 squares, the same square, just 8 of them instead. I have this one sitting here. So these squares were originally like 20, I think they were 22 inches each, and I've taken this down to, I've forgotten what size this is, 9 inches, 11 inches, something. But I took it down, I pulled out a bunch of the rounds and brought them down to this size and made 4 more of them. And I'm gonna try to sew them together to make a top. We'll see if it's gonna work. I don't have a pattern for that. I'm just kind of going from my own head, from what I think is gonna work. So we'll see whether or not I have a top to show you out of that in a few weeks. I really like the color of the yellow, and I really like that yarn. It's the, Premier Cotton Sprout. The yarn's lovely and soft. That I was hoping to have a top out of that, so we'll see whether I have something to show you on my next video. I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna work. So I've been working on that. When I wanted some other colors or other variety of things to work on, I've been making some granny squares from the all-in-one Red Heart all-in-one granny square yarn that I have. These 4 squares sitting here that I haven't put away yet that I made over the last couple days. These are from the soft white pink punch skein colorway. Really like that colorway. So I've made some of those. I also made a few more of these daisy squares for my daughter's daisy square blanket. This is what the daisy squares look like. I haven't made many of these. I'm going to say 4 of them or something like that. It had been enough time between working on them that I kind of forgot how to make the squares in between, that I needed a refresher. I had to look at one of the other ones because I couldn't remember if I'm supposed to chain one between the clusters. So yeah, that is what I've been working on lately crochet wise. I apologize. I was using the light from the window for light for this window and for this video, and it just keeps getting darker outside. I guess it's going to rain. But that is the crochet stuff that I've been working on. Not very much for 3 weeks of time in between. So I guess now I'll get more into the me stuff and what's been going on with me. So as I said, I did my last video it was 3 weeks ago on a Friday. The following Monday, I took my daughter to camp where she will work for the summer. So the first 2 weeks that she was there were just kind of preparation for the summer. So that's she does their videos, like she takes pictures, she takes videos, she edits them, she gets them all ready to be posted. Stuff like that. There's her and another guy who helps her out. They work together on it. So they had to get the computer that they use is, she actually uses her own computer for a lot of it, but the camp also has a computer as well, but it's not kept there in the off season. So they had to get the computer out and ready to be used from wherever it was stored for the winter. I believe it just goes to one of the manager's homes for the winter so that it's stored safely. But yeah, they had to get their office all set up. Their office is also used to store a lot of stuff over the winter that they don't want sitting out. The camp is rented out for use by, like, if you wanted to have a like a company function where you have a meetup. Their office is in they call it the basement of the building, but in reality the basement is above ground. So that building is used a lot for functions because it's got a lot of open space. So people who rent the cabins generally are using it for some type of meeting or something like that, where they want to have, like, I'm not getting the right word. I can't think of the right word right now, but it's used a lot for meetings and stuff like that, where they want to have like a weekend, a retreat type thing for a company or for a group or something like that. So their building that their office is in is a winterized building that has winter maintenance because it is up north in Muskoka. So it's cold there. Like, we're in Canada, it's cold here in the winter. So the building is maintained for the winter, so their office is a locked office, obviously, since the type of equipment that's kept in there. So their office gets used for storage over the winter, but they don't leave the expensive equipment there. It goes to somewhere else for the winter where it can be looked after. So they had to get their office all set up, as well as they have to help with the general camp setup. The camp needs to be, the leaves needs to be raked, the grass needs to be cut, the cabins need to be cleaned, stuff like that. So maintenance does a lot of that, but she helps out with Some areas need to be repainted, so she helps out with repainting things. She helps with organizing things, organizing the buildings, helping with setting up staff areas. She does help with raking leaves and stuff like that too, because maintenance does need some help. But yeah, she had 2 weeks of prep, as well as they have training over that course of that time. They have to update their first aid. You know, they have training for what to do with the kids, you know, camp rules, all that kind of stuff that's been changed. And so they have to get retrained for that every year. This is her 4th year working there. So she knows the in and outs of it all. It's just whatever changes, but they like to do a refresher every year. So she said she spent, I think, just 4 days just doing training. And then she spent a week setting up her office and helping with cleanup and all that kind of stuff. So, and just getting situated to being back at camp for summer. But the campers, today is Thursday, and this is the first week here that kids are out of school. Like the school that is directly behind my house, that when the kids play in the play-yard, they are right outside my backyard is where they play. That elementary school, it's a kindergarten to grade 5 school. They had school all the way up till Friday. So their first round of campers at camp they arrived, well, she said the LITs arrived on Saturday, and the first round of campers arrived on Sunday for the week. So I haven't talked to her a lot this week because it's her first busy week and getting into the mode of things and who's going to do what and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. So that's kind of the update with my daughter. With me, I don't play baseball. My husband plays baseball, but he plays twice a week. So I've been going to his Monday games. I go to some of the Thursday games. He plays Thursday with 2 of my friends that I hang around with. It's a co-ed league. So sometimes I go on Thursday just to go and say hello to my friends and sit and watch the game. So I've been doing that. What else have I been up to? Working too much, trying to catch up on my paperwork, that kind of thing. We are taking holidays next week. We are going camping for the week. This is the first time that we have gone camping and gone away from home for a week, except for, well, been with me for a while. You know, we had a flood in our house last year and we were forced out of our house, that we stayed in our trailer for 3 weeks. But this is our first week of being on vacation and going camping for a week in, I think, 3 years. We've gone weekend camping and stuff like that. We haven't taken a week off work, the 2 of us, and gone camping in 3 years. So my husband's been, for the last 3 summers, he's had some type of situation going on with work that he just could not take a full week off like that. So we've taken a day here, a day there type thing, but we haven't actually taken a full week off. So I've been trying to get my work caught up and a few things done ahead of time so that I can take the week off and not have to worry about work, because my job is not something that somebody else does while I'm on vacation. When I come back from vacation, I'm going to have to catch up on the 5 days that I missed. So trying to get caught up on some of that ahead of time so that I'm not bombarded when I come back and it's not sitting over my head, that I can enjoy my time away. I was actually trying to think about what I'm going to work on crochet wise while I'm away. And I haven't fully decided what I'm going to take with me yet. I did decide that maybe I will knit some dishcloths because I find knitting dishcloths in the car works for me. I don't know what else I'm going to do. We'll see. Guess you'll see the next time that I meet up with you guys and I let you know what I've been working on. But yeah, so I'm going to be on vacation next week, going camping with my husband and our dog, taking the trailer. But that is what is going on. How many times have I said that now? Quite a few, I think. So, I guess because this has turned into ramble mode, I am going to go. So thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. Thanks for liking my videos, and I will see you next time on Lori Hugs. Bye, everyone.